Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Are you ready for some joy this week? I know I am. So let's get started with an all new episode of Project Joy Live right now. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. It is Monday, June 24th, 2024. It's 62424. It's a lot of 24s happening there, which if you're crazy about numbers, the 2 and the 4 equals 62. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I hope you're doing well this morning. I hope you had a great weekend. It is getting warm here in southeastern Connecticut. We have been go for I don't know, a little over a month now. I feel like it's just been constant stuff going on, but it's all good. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me know how you're doing today. We have a great show happening for you this morning, and I want to tell you all about it now in the Morning Brew. Are you awake yet? Have you stretched? Have you drank your water? I hope so. I hope you're taking care of yourself today. I'm waiting for my personal barista to bring my tea into my office this morning. Let me know what's in your cup today. On the show, we've got a brief moment of compassion for you. I have a simple but such an important point as we talk about compassion. I've really been enjoying this series of compassion with you guys because I think we could all stand to have a little more compassion for others, but also for ourselves, which I think is really important. We also have an incredible special guest today. I'm so excited, you guys, that Brett Weiss from the Weiss Scholarship Foundation is back on the show today. We will be talking to him about a very amazing video project that is, I'm just going to say it. It's going to take the world by storm. It's happening. We've already seen it. I'm going to save that. I'll save that for when Brett comes on. But there's some amazing things happening with this film project, and I can't wait for him to tell all of you about it. And you're going to get to see the trailer from the video and all of that. So stay tuned for all of that coming up here shortly. After the break, we have birthdays to go over today, which, fun fact, it was Brett Weiss's birthday just a few days ago. So we'll talk about that too. We also have a very busy week in the Breakthrough Show Network virtual community. Lots of amazingness happening, and I'm excited to share it with you coming up here shortly. Let's see who's joining us this morning. Miss Teresa is here. She said, good morning. We're babysitting the grandbaby this morning, and everyone is still asleep. So we love that. Joy is on the house and in the house. Miss Nancy, good to see you this morning. Always good to have you here. Miss Brittany's out there in that front row seat. Happy Monday, Miss Brittany. Oh, they're all awake now. See, that was very short-lived. They were all asleep, not anymore. So good morning, Freya. Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Teresa. Everybody over there in Teresa Warren land. Good to see you guys here this morning. I am excited to jump into the show because I can't wait to talk about our topics today and, of course, get Brett on the show. So let's have our moment of compassion to kick things off. So I'm excited for this very simple message this morning. We have been enjoying together this moment of compassion on almost every episode. And it started with these compassion teachings that I found from American Buddhist nun Pema Chodron. And they were just these teachings on different cards, and I found them really interesting. And I've always been really passionate about sharing about compassion in different writings that I've done, and really it's been such a huge part of my life, examining the different levels of compassion since I adopted a vegan lifestyle several years ago, and how can we be more compassionate beings. And so this teaching this morning comes from Pema Chodron's cards, and the point is, don't bring things to a painful point. It says, don't bring things to a painful point. And very simply, so you think you're going to get this long commentary on the back of the card, it simply says, don't humiliate people. That's it. So don't bring things to a painful point is the lesson. And then the commentary is, don't humiliate people. And I think, we hear that word humiliate. The word humiliate for me sounds like a really exaggerated sort of word. Like, I don't think any of us would raise our hand and say we love to humiliate people on a regular basis, right? So for me, when I saw this commentary, I thought about sort of the subtle ways that we do that. And one of those ways for me is recognizing when we need to have the last word or have that last thing to say. Sometimes when we're in an argument or a confrontation with someone, or even just a regular discussion, how do we ever feel like we have to have the last thing to say? And even that can be humiliating for others and ourselves as well. And so I think a way that, as I'm processing this right now, that it can help us to have more compassion is if we don't always have to say that last thing. We can just pause, allow things to rest in what they are. And this can sometimes be a challenging thing, because in the spiritual development, personal development communities, you see a lot about, we had a whole discussion about this Saturday at coffee, by the way. But we see a lot about, being your authentic self, and how other people process things is their business. It's not us. But I feel like sometimes there is, when we put it all on the other person, it takes out our responsibility to present things in a way that are kind and loving and thoughtful and responsible and all of that. And so I love this idea of just don't bring things to a painful point. If we feel like sometimes enough is enough, I feel like that's the big message with this card, and not needing to humiliate ourselves and other people. Just let something be what it is. Breathe, practice some of the other things that we've talked about with compassion, which is sending out love, taking in, sending out, all of that. And I think it's a great point for us to remember today. So how will you practice this week, not bringing things to a painful point, and maybe not always feeling like we have to have the last word? I think that's a good point for us to practice and remember. I'm very excited because our special guest today we've been involved with the Weiss Scholarship organization for quite some time. And in fact, really fun thing. So our plaque that I have in the background here, from Weiss Scholarship Foundation, I also have a version of that on my virtual office wall. And I've had people who I've been in meetings with in my virtual office who will go, wait a minute, you actually have that on your wall behind you. It's not just pretend. And so I love that they see that. I love to include people in the Breakthrough Show Network circle who are doing amazing things in the world. And Brett Weiss is one of those people. So I'm really excited to welcome him back on the show today. So without further ado, put your virtual hands together and let's welcome back Brett Weiss. Good morning, Brett.
Good morning, Jessica. How are you?
I am good. It's so good to have you back on the network today.
Thank you for having me here, and hello to all of your viewers out there.
Love it. Love it. Listen, I am so excited when you told me that you were creating a documentary, a short film. I was so excited about this because I think as much as we can be moved by words and going, this is what I do, and this is the amazing, organization that I have, and this is how you can support us. I think we can really move people's hearts through the art form of video, and have them really realize on a bigger picture and feel emotionally connected to what we're doing through that. Have you felt that with this project?
Oh yes, it is. We have it's been limited showing so far, but everybody who sees it is just blown away because it's such an inspiring story. It's the ultimate kind of rags to riches story.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Well, tell us about the title is Girl from the Village, right? And so
Yes.
tell us about how the idea came about to do this to begin with.
So, and the reason it's called The Girl from the Village, Christina Koth, the young lady who is highlights the film here, she is literally from the little village of Dago. And the reason that is important is most young people who come here from Africa come from larger cities, people who have some more money, they go to better schools and so on. But in the village, these are literally the poorest of the poor. And that's what makes her, the whole thing just much more special. Billy Surgis is the young man who really did all the work on this, not me. I couldn't do it. Billy is actually a former student of mine from a number of years ago and has a theater degree from Elmhurst University, just by coincidence, the same university Christine goes to. And he's had his own professional theater and movie company for many years. So for a long time, he'd say to me, one day I'm going to come to Kenya with you and we're going to do a documentary. Now I get a lot of people who say things like that to me, and then and it's hard for them to really do it. But let's see, in January of 2022, I called him up and I said, "Hey, I'm going this June. You want to come with?" He said, "Yes, I'm coming." And he brought all of his camera equipment, which is rather complicated. And he took like 40 hours of video in Kenya, probably another 50 hours of video back here when Christine got to the campus, and has produced this wonderful documentary that it just tells an inspiring story.
I love it. I love it. And I think you're right. When we talk about these organizations that support children going to school and everything like that, we don't often realize where exactly they come from, though. Like the conditions that they live in, the inability to go to school, to get an education, all of those things. And so you're able to show this through the film and through a real story. It's not like you're going there and just going, well, this is what it looks like. This is a person that actually made it happen. Can you give us an update? Because we've talked about Christine on the show before. Can you give us an update on how she's acclimated to life here in the United States?
She is doing incredibly well. She's a brilliant young woman. She's halfway through her 4-year, college career. She is academically off the charts brilliant. She works so hard. I sometimes have to tell her, you don't have to work all the time. You can have some fun too. But she takes this very seriously. She's always wanted to be a neurosurgeon. Next summer, she'll be taking the MCAT. She's already planned for that.
Wow.
She never ceases to amaze me. And I have, when there's non-school time, I take her to groups to do some talks. And she is fantastic in front of a group. I have told her someday when she's a successful doctor, she should have like a speaking gig on the side because she tells her story. Part of what she had to learn, Jessica, was when she came here, she didn't understand why everything she told us about her life, we went, oh my goodness, that. And because to her, it was just her life. It was no big deal. Now that she's been here for 2 years and understands our life better, she understands why everything she says just blows us away.
Right. Absolutely. I'm what has her response been to the success of the documentary been so far? Because she's the star.
Yes. Oh, I tell her that someday she's going to be a Hollywood star, and she'll give me her autograph and stuff like that. Before it actually, actually a couple of years ago, there's a Kenyan. There was a documentary years ago that kind of motivated me to do this, and one of the young men highlighted in that. His name is Kamani, and he lives in the United States now. I arranged for her to get together with Kamani because Kamani became kind of a star of his own due to this documentary, and I wanted her to meet him so he could explain a little bit about what this was going to be like. So I think one of the reasons we picked Christine is she's very outgoing. She's a very strong, powerful young woman. And because so many of the kids we deal with are very, very shy. She's not
Mm,
shy. She enjoys the limelight even
mm,
more than I thought. She loves the attention, loves telling her story, all that. Now, she wouldn't admit that to you, but you can just
yeah,
tell she enjoys it.
right. Yeah, I love that. And I think that I mean, it has to be a little bit of I mean, a sort of culture shock or something for her because you go from, this little village to not only just coming to the United States, but then going to college, which is a whole experience on its own. And now she's in a film. And so it has to be like a lot at moments for her. So I'm glad to hear that she's enjoying it, because I think that's even if something is overwhelming, if we're enjoying it, then that can make the process a little,
Yeah.
you know.
I have to tell you her first question when we picked her up. Now, keep in mind, she had never been to an airport. We had to get her through Nairobi, all the airport
Mm,
there. I made sure she had a phone. She was going through Amsterdam, all that stuff. So there was like 9 hours, a 7 hour layover, 9 hours coming through immigration at O'Hare Airport. We get in the car, and Billy's in the back seat filming this. And her first question to me, and keep in mind, because she's so smart, she went to the best high school in the country. But her
mm,
first question was, how far is the river from Elmhurst University so I know where to go to wash my clothes and bathe? Because that
mm,
was her only perspective in life. And I remember a
right.
couple of days later, I was eating breakfast with her. She was so excited because the RA showed her how to use the washing machine and dryer. And she was excited. And I said to her, that's a lot better than going to the river, isn't it? Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a whole lot better. But that was her perspective. She didn't know anything else.
Right. Right. I love that. And I'm sure that there are many moments like that with her where she's just been like, it's another world. We don't know what we know. You and I talked about that for a moment before the show, kind of in our own little bubble. And we say, I couldn't imagine that. But when someone grows up in that way, that's what they know. They don't
Yep.
know anything else to know anything else. So at what point the film has been, let me ask it this way. When did you decide that the film was going to be shown in film festivals rather than just releasing it on YouTube or something?
Okay, so I had to learn about this, and I mean, Billy has done a lot of this. I've had to learn about film festivals. I didn't realize there's like a million film festivals. I
Yeah.
had no idea. And the idea is, the hope is, the dream is there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, meaning Netflix or Amazon or somebody like that's going to give us a bunch of money for it that would all go towards giving more scholarships. And the way you get there is you need to win a bunch of awards. And
Mm,
we've won 5 awards already, and there'll probably be many more to come. And then you need to build up a following. And then what happens is distributors start to become interested in you when they see you're winning awards at different film festivals. And then hopefully somebody wants to give us a bunch of money at the end of the rainbow. And this is why we can't do public showings,
mm,
because if they found out we've shown this to like thousands and thousands of people, there's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to share. So take me through some of these awards that you guys have won already.
Oh, well, thank you. Once again, Billy's the guy who knows mostly about this, but this is really kind of what I call the best so far, the best documentary short. It's just under 40 minutes, and we did that because most film festivals, their definition of a short is under 40 minutes there. So that's pretty cool. That's documentary short. I mean,
Yeah.
I never could have imagined that could have happened.
I love it. And then you've got this one from
And this
Seville International Film Festival.
and this is in Spain. We may actually be going to that festival.
Oh,
We're probably going
nice.
to try to go to 2 or 3 of them. They want you when they do the regular showings. They actually want you to come. Now we can't go to all of them; it would cost a fortune. But we're probably going
Yeah.
to pick 2 or 3, and we're actually going to bring one of them. We'll bring some students from Elmhurst University, kind of part of the deal we made with them.
I love it. I love it. Next is the Impact Docs Awards.
Yeah, this is in California, and to be frank, all I know is what we're seeing on the screen. I just know it's in California. Yes.
That's exciting. We have the Black August Film Festival as well.
And this is in Pasadena, California. We got an email from them the other day, sometime in August, I forgot, is the showing, and they really want us to come. So we may be going to Pasadena, which would be pretty cool.
Very exciting. And then the Santa Barbara Indie Film Fest.
Obviously, Santa Barbara. Yeah, California obviously seems to have the most film
Yeah.
fest because
Yeah.
all the Hollywood stuff out there. Yeah. So, and we have submitted to over 70, and only about 20 have viewed them so far, or that we have feedback from.
Yeah.
So it will be a number of months before we get feedback from all of them. So we're certainly hoping for a bunch more awards, and then we'll actually add those awards into the documentary itself. So that when people see it, they can see, yeah, a lot of people said this is really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So when you say feedback, do they, is it just like awarding or not, or do they actually say something about,
So far, it's just the award. Once again, this is new ground for me, Jess. So far it's just, here's the award, and we go, that's great. We're happy to have it. Maybe there'll be more feedback later down the road. I don't know. I would assume if we go there would be even more feedback.
Right. Yeah. I that would be amazing. And it also is nerve wracking. It would be for me. Does it make you nervous at all? So many people seeing it, or is it, yeah.
Oh, it makes me nervous submitting to film festivals because I know people who are experts in this area are going to be looking at it. And Billy and I were both, now Billy has some experience in this. He's done a whole bunch of comedy pilots that he has sent in and so on there. So, but part of me was like, we could submit to over 70 film festivals and maybe nobody likes it. That worry. So we already have 5, and I'm guessing there'll be many more to come. So it's rewarding because you think you put together something that's pretty good, but you need to have people who are experts kind of confirm that, and we're getting that confirmation.
That's awesome. That's amazing. It's so good because I think that there would be those nerves there for me of when you're really passionate about something. I know how passionate you are about Weiss Scholarship Foundation and about what you guys do and all of the children and everything else. And so with the project that I've been working on as well, I felt that similar thing. Like if I show it to someone who has more experience, what if they don't like it? Because then that means they don't like me, and then I've let all these people down, and it's just like this rabbit hole that I go down in my own head. How do you stay out of that for yourself?
I don't know. I'm so busy and I do so many different things. To be frank, I just try not to worry about that stuff. We're just excited. When people see this, and some of the places we've shown it, very small private things, Christine has been with us, and then they just have a million questions of Christine. In fact, we were at a place, excuse me, it was a local library here, and we were supposed to be done by 8:30. At 9:00, they were still asking her questions, and the library announced they're closing, so we had to stop. So people just they have a million questions after they see this, because it's all, oh my goodness, I didn't realize people lived like this. I mean, she comes from a mud hut, no electricity, no plumbing, all that kind of stuff, as poor as can be. And here she is. Next year she'll take the MCATs. A couple of years from now she'll be in medical school. It's
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, I'm excited because I want to show everybody the trailer. And for those of you that are Breakthrough Show Network fans, you will hear something maybe a little familiar in this trailer. So we're going to watch this right now.
It's gonna be all right. Better than just fine.
Kenya, a land rich in culture, prideful of our ways, with a true sense of community. But the richness of our people's personalities can be overshadowed by our shortcomings. Poverty can be defined as the state of being extremely poor. But poverty is much more than not having enough money. Poverty is hunger. Poverty is not having a roof over your head. Poverty is not having a job or a future planned. Poverty has many faces, our faces. But as we face these challenges, we understand one thing, that through education, the opportunity to end poverty is extended to our youth.
I've been walking this road too long to give up right now. They say I know nothing, 'cause I'm so young now. But I feel somewhere inside I'm gonna make it. So I'm gonna keep on moving on. It's gonna be alright.
And by attending school, we can hope for a brighter future for our people. To one day use that knowledge to help solve not only the challenges in our villages, but across the globe.
It's gonna be alright. And it will be better than just fine. You watch this space, I'm telling you, a champion's in town.
We must start somewhere, and in the village of Dago, my journey towards higher education begins.
I'm Christine Akot, and in the fall I'll be joining Elmhurst University, that is in the US. I'm going to take medicine. It has been my dream for just a long time.
So exciting. Oh my goodness.
No matter
Oh my
how many
goodness.
times I see that, it blows me away every time. So
Yeah.
tell them about the
Yeah.
singer. Tell your viewers about the singer.
I mean, so do you want to tell everybody how
Well,
that
it was
came to be? If you
actually-
guys recognize her, that is Olivia Ambani, which you guys will actually see again on the show on Wednesday. Many of you know that she has been co-hosting Project Joy with me, and she's my Kenyan sister. She's such a good friend, I'm so emotional right now. I don't know what is happening.
Well,
But
let me
I
say,
just,
Jess, for your viewers out there, none of this would have happened without Jessica Dugas, because Jessica introduced me to Olivia on her show. And then as a result of that, Billy and I had dinner with her in Kenya in June of 2022. Well, I asked her if we could use this song, and she gave us permission to do that because I thought her song was perfect for this. So that song is there because of Jessica Dugas.
well, I'm so thankful that it happened. And I think when we're able to come together in this kind of way in community and get to know each other and be able to introduce, people together, that this is what we hope for. This is what we hope, the kind of magic that can happen. I agree that Olivia's song is perfect for this, and I'm so glad that it happened that way, and I'm happy to have played my part in helping it to happen, because I love that. I'm so excited, and I hope that I did put you're having 2 showings on Zoom that we are opening up to our audience here. I put the links down in the comments. I will also go back and put them in the show notes, but one is July 16th at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and the other is July 18th at 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And so definitely go check those out. You want to tell everybody about how the showing's going to work? You just come onto Zoom and then see it, or?
Yes, when people get the ticket, which it's only $10, I will send you the Zoom link, and Christine will be on the Zoom with us. So people get to watch that and be able to ask Christine questions afterwards. And I love the documentary, but the questions that people have of Christine are just amazing, and some are similar, some are different, and she loves answering the questions.
I love it. And I would love to gift 2 tickets to a showing. If you guys will send a message, Jessica@thebreakthroughshow.com. I would love to get you a ticket to see one of those showings if it interests you. First 2 people, just send me a message, Jessica@thebreakthroughshow.com, and say documentary or Weiss Scholarship Foundation, and I'll know what it is, and I will help you out with that, because I want people to be able to see that. Absolutely. And I got to look at my calendar, but I will be going to at least one of those because I'm excited to get to see Christine and in the spotlight for this production, which will be amazing. Anything else that you want to share with us, Brett, about what's coming up, or anything you're excited about with this? And also, how can people donate, of course, to the Weiss Scholarship Foundation?
Well, obviously, our website is Weiss Scholarship Foundation.org, and there's many different ways you can donate. And obviously, a little to a lot. We send kids to high school for $3 a day, so a little bit of money, goes a long, long way here. But so a couple of the stories from the documentary here. Chicken. All right, there's a lot of chickens where she comes from. There's chickens running around all over the place. And when you eat chicken in her village, it means about 2 hours earlier that chicken was running around, the farm there. And so one day I took her to, she's eating a chicken sandwich at a restaurant. And well, the first thing she would say, this was like real early on, she would say, "Why do you put all this stuff on the chicken? Spices and so on."
Yeah.
And of course I would say, "So because it tastes better." Well, she's not used to that. There's no real taste to anything there. But then she said to me, "It's really nice to eat a chicken when you didn't have to be the one to kill the chicken."
Mm.
And it's just like, oh my goodness. And then she actually goes on a little bit and describes the proper way to kill a chicken, which was really more than I needed to hear. But yeah, that and, the biggest challenges for her here are weather, and not just the cold weather, Chicago. Where she comes from, Fahrenheit, it's generally between 60 and 80 every day, and it's very dry. There's no humidity. So obviously cold weather here in Chicago is a real challenge for her, but the hot weather is even tougher for her because she knows now in cold weather, at least you can put on a lot of clothes. When it's hot, it's just hot. There's not much you can do about it. And she's not used to the humidity. That's very, very strange for her.
Yeah.
And the food, once again, is a big thing. The other thing she's talked about recently is what she calls socialization. In Kenya, you do a lot of walking along dirt roads. And when you meet somebody, you take a long time. You talk all about what's going on in your life. And me, I'm always on a rush. There you talk. She finds it strange that you hear people here just say hi and just keep walking. Nobody actually stops to talk. And that's really strange for her, that people don't want to actually just stand there and talk.
That's one of the things that I feel like we could really take from some of these other countries like Dago, to slow down a little bit and to have conversations and not just pass everybody by. I mean, imagine how many people we pass by every single day and what we could learn, what we could know, how things could expand in our own little worlds, our own little bubbles. And so I appreciate that reminder from Christine, to slow down a little bit and enjoy.
Yep.
I think it's important.
Although the longer she's, obviously she becomes more American the longer she's here.
Yeah.
Mzungu is a Swahili word for a white person. Sometimes I say you're becoming a Mzungu girl, kind of thing. But it's just natural when you're here for a long time. Like, I'm giving away something in the documentary, but she hated sour cream when she came here. Just hated it. Now she loves to go to Chipotle, and she gets extra sour cream when she goes to Chipotle now. And she hated it when she came here. Like, she hated pizza. She hated pizza the first time she tried it. Now she would tell you pizza is her favorite food. She's a college kid. She loves pizza. So you just naturally become a little bit more American. Another thing she had to deal with, of course, the English that she learned is British English, right? Proper English. Not what we speak here, which the British would say is not even English anymore. So she would say a lot of times when she first came, professors would use some words and she'd have to she'd tap a person on the shoulder next to her and go, "What does that word mean?" All of our slang words were driving her nuts. Now, of course, she uses all those slang words.
It's happening slowly. Don't lose too much of it, Christine. Hang on.
Another thing on language, where she comes from, you never swear. You do not swear. And so I have heard her a couple of times use some naughty words. And the first time she did it, I said, "Christine," I said, "I'm going to call up your mama and I'm going to give her a plane ticket and she's going to come out here and slap you." And she said, "No, don't tell my mother. Don't tell my mother." And of course she said, "Well, everybody talks that way here." And, and I don't want to pretend that I never swear. That would be ridiculous. But I said, you know what? Just because they talk that way, it doesn't mean you have to talk that way.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to find. Eventually, she'll find that who she is, and it'll be that beautiful meshing between the girl from the village and this new American life that she has here now. And it'll be a beautiful thing. Brett, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. I appreciate you. I did put the links to Weiss Scholarship Foundation where you can donate to the organization, and also the 2 links to see a screening of The Girl from the Village. Make sure you guys go see it. And another side note, special thank you to Olivia Ambani for being part of the project as well. I appreciate you, my friend, and I will see you Wednesday. Brett, thank you again for being here today. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you to everybody out there.
All right, guys, we'll be right back after this with birthdays and announcements. Don't go anywhere.
Imagine a world where every child gets a great education. Educating all children is the only way to end poverty. This is what the Weiss Scholarship Foundation is working to accomplish. Our 6 staff members, our mentors and coordinators, who are on the ground in Kenya, are totally engaged in every aspect of our students' lives, so we can give them every opportunity for success. In just a few short years, we have already awarded 141 scholarships. We send children to high school who would have never gone without our support. And then we help them go on to either university or vocational school. We have already scaled our holistic business model to 4 locations and are ready to scale it to many more. Today it's Kenya, but tomorrow it's more countries. Please contribute what you can today. You can make a one-time donation, a recurring donation, or choose to sponsor a child all on your own for all 4 years of high school for just $3,500. Go to our website, www.weissscholarshipfoundation.org.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It is Monday, everybody. Are you guys set up for a great week? I know we are over here. It is June 24th, 2024. And one of the things we love to do here on the Project Joy Live is to celebrate. And one way to celebrate is through birthdays. So let's do that now.
Happy birthday to you.
All right. So, fun fact, Brett Weiss, that you just saw on the show, had a birthday on the 22nd. So happy birthday, Brett Weiss. I also was not here for Project Joy on Friday because it was my youngest 2 daughters' birthdays. They are not twins. They just were born the same day, 2 years apart. Loved how that worked out. But we took them to one of my, literally my favorite city in the United States, and that is Boston. And I was so excited to take them there for the first time. We took them to the Museum of Science, and I will be telling you about that trip on Friday's episode. So stay tuned for that. We got to try some delicious food that I will tell you about, and then the Science Museum, and then a little bit about perspective and the joy of it that I'll be sharing with you on Friday's episode. But we also have Tig Azuna, a dear friend of mine, had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to her. And she is participating. One of the people I interviewed for The Friendship Paradox, which is the documentary that I'm working on. And also another celebrity in my life, Joel Hunt, who is the head of Military Broadcast Radio. Happy birthday, Joel. I hope you are set up to have an amazing day. And with that, let's get our birthday song on. You guys ready? Let's see those birthday emojis. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brett Weiss, Tig Azuna, Joel Hunt, and Jocelyn and Leah Dugas. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating, and hope you, I always give a permission slip. You are free to celebrate as long as you want. You can still celebrate today, even if it was over the weekend. So let's talk about what's happening on the Breakthrough Show Network and within our virtual community this week. All right. So I'm very excited because we have a lot going on today. We have co-working happening at 10 a.m. this morning. Join us for that. All you need is you and your to-do list. Anything you have to do, and you come and join us. We like to hold each other accountable and also celebrate all that we're able to get done. So join us for that 10 a.m. 3 p.m. Eastern time today. We have an all new episode of Rewriting Reality with Shiraz. Don't miss that. Tonight we have Poetry 201 with Katarina Stomska over in Scotland. She will be hosting another poetry workshop 5:30 p.m. Eastern time tonight. Make sure you guys join us. You can register if you want. Seating is first come, first serve. So feel free to join us for any of our events. You just go to the breakthroughshownetwork.club, the breakthroughshownetwork.club, and you'll see a calendar there, and it'll take you where you need to go. So be sure to join us for that. We've got new episodes of Project Joy Live Wednesday and Friday. I will be back with Olivia Ambani on Wednesday, who we mentioned today. We also have co-working Wednesday and Friday. We have a new episode of The Breakthrough Show on Friday as well. So lots of amazing things happening. Again, visit thebreakthroughshownetwork.com or .club, and you will find our calendar where you can have access to all of our events and broadcasts, and check those out there. I'm your host, Jessica Dugatz. I want to give a big thank you to Brett Weiss for joining us today. And I want to thank all of you for watching or listening wherever you are in the world today. And I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
And I've been lifting myself up, yeah, I've been climbing.